Hey, it's Jacob. Welcome to this new video. So today I want to answer your questions about the online course, how to create a neural network in 8 simple steps. And the first one I want to answer is, what if I'm not at a good level? Or I'm not good in Python, right? Like, can you create a neural network if you're not good in Python? The thing is, for this specific online course, like I made it so that it is geared towards just to help non-technical people. This is not very difficult, and I think this is a misconception that a lot of people have about getting started with Python. Like, you don't need that much. In fact, like in the course I have like 3 parts, like 3 modules specifically designed for non-technical people in order to get started in Python, right? So the thing is, we really need to understand something here. Of course, neural networks are about AI, but right now, this is in order to create AI, but I'm not going to talk about like creating AI right now. I'm going to talk about how to use AI, right? So let me change it color, because the AI word is important and the word use is also important. So how do you use AI in order to learn Python? Like, this is the new way of learning now. We don't need tons of things, right? AI, it knows, like it doesn't, there are a lot of things that it doesn't know how to do. If you go to like all of the latest AIs and the latest large language models like ChatGPT and stuff, they are not good at doing complex tasks, and a lot of things they are not good at. There is one thing though, one thing where they're really good at: coding in Python. They're good at coding, which is weird because like you could think like, well, that's, people think that coding is really, really complicated and like talking is not complicated, right? But, some of the questions where the AI gets confused, it seems, they seem not that complicated, but like some people think that code is very, very complicated. Well, maybe it is, maybe it's not, but like, here, the point is, for an AI, it's not. Like, it's extremely good at coming up with the answers or the parts of the code for like creating basically like a Python script, for example, to do a certain specific thing. And so my point is, you don't need to spend a lot of your time like learning by yourself using the traditional methods, using books and exercise. Like, this is outdated. So it's super important. This is what we need to understand, and that's not like the way we're learning things now, and the pace of things is so fast now that we need to like move forward a lot faster, right? So basically, in this case, you don't need to know all of the details of Python in order to move forward and create a neural network, for example. All you need to do is understand the concepts, understand how things work, and like what is the mindset. And then all the syntax, so that's the keyword here. The syntax, that is not needed anymore. You do not need to learn this syntax. This is the part that is outdated about like the traditional approach, right? Because the syntax is just like you ask ChatGPT or whatever large language models that you want, and it's going to give you the syntax. For example, if you say, please define a variable in Python, it's going to define the variable in Python. So that's the big change here. And quite frankly, like, we can't afford to learn those programming languages using the traditional methods just because of that, right? We're just going to waste too much time. So that's just for answering like that question. Like, what if you're not good at a good level in Python? It's completely fine, and I have a 3-part mini course about like how to use AI in order to learn Python. So it's specifically made for non-technical people who don't even know like what a variable is. If you know what a variable is, you already know more than you should, basically. It's designed for people who don't know anything at all. Now let's move on to the next question. What about if you don't have enough time, right? So, because the time thing is really important, and I know like this is something that people pretend like, oh, okay, you can do that, and this is very easy to do. All you have to do is blah, 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 blah. You have to do like this thing, that thing, and then they don't realize like, oh, well, sure, like it's going to work, but like those things I don't have the time for it. Like it's going to take too much time. I have other things to do, right? Like you can't do like the same approach then as the people that have learned the thing that they are trying to teach, right? It needs to be a lot more streamlined. It needs to be a lot easier, and it needs to be a lot faster, because again, like this is, you're not going to become a teacher at this. This is just for like the minimum viable like not product, but like learning that you need to have in order to move forward. Because again, like this is not acceptable when people are doing that. Because I know, because I don't like it when people do that to me, right? They tell you a lot of things to do, but like you don't have the time for this. So my point is, the way I did this is really, really streamlined in a way where each module is really, really short, right? So I'm going to give you an example for like creating a neural network. Creating the neural network is not the only thing, right? Like you have to train it, you have to like evaluate it, you have to do a lot of things, right? But like just creating the neural network, this part is going to be under 10 minutes. Because it doesn't have to take long, right? And if you think about it, that makes sense, because it's only code. Like I could give you the code and it wouldn't take any time at all, right? So the reason why it takes 10 minutes is because I'm explaining what I'm doing, and I'm looking at, I'm connecting the dots between like the code and the actual philosophy behind the code, right? Like drawing neural networks and what's happening, what is how do you connect like each line of code to something more tangible that you can understand if you're non-technical. So that's the idea, right? So everything, I worked a lot on like basically making things extremely streamlined and extremely short. And of course, like people are gonna say, well, you didn't spend a lot of time to do this. This is like, I see other courses that are hours and hours and hours. You could have done more. And the thing is, you need to realize like making it shorter is a lot more work. Like doing a lot of hours in a course is the easy thing. The added value of this is I spend a lot of my time in order for you not to spend yours, because I streamlined the entire thing. So you're not gonna have a second, like, and I can guarantee you that for the main part of the main modules, you're not gonna have even 1 second where nothing is happening. Like everything is streamlined to the point where you don't have a second where there is nothing, where I'm doing something but like you don't see it, you don't see anything moving on the screen, or I'm not talking, or I'm thinking, or whatever. Everything is specifically designed for you to learn something every single second. So what does that mean? Like there is, of course, like there's a little caveat here, like it's going to be packed with information. So you're probably not going to be able to digest this part, like creating the neural network, in 10 minutes. It's going to be like a short video, but you're gonna need to like go back to it like every time you want to work with it, right? There is a little bit too much information to digest, and it's on purpose. It's just to show you like that we can go fast, and then if you really want to go fast, then you can do that. But like you really need to. It's a little bit demanding and cognitively speaking, right? The advantage of that is you're not gonna have to worry about that part, right? If you don't have the time, well, this is the reason why I created this course in that way. If you are looking for hours and hours of videos to learn that, because let's say you have a lot of time and you don't care about like just using a lot of your time to do this, then don't take that course. Like that's not what it was designed for. So now let's move on to the next question. Is it for you? Like, are you the right match for this course? For this one, like, it's not obvious that it is for you, right? So, for example, as I said right before, like, this is not a course where you're gonna have like tons and tons of hours and spend years like just trying to, get through the course. I've streamlined that. So again, that's not for you if that's who you are. But now also, if you are like a PhD type of person, or academic or expert, in AI, the course is not for you. So this, that, or that, this is not for you, right? Because I'm going to get you started on the journey and like move you forward as fast as possible, but I'm starting from scratch. I don't want to assume anything that about your knowledge. I want to get started from the start, and then after that, you will be able to work on like different more academical things or more theoretical things if you want. But like this course is just to get you the results of like creating your own neural network and creating like the first AI product that you can have based on that, right? So this is really like from scratch. So you don't need anything. And so another thing about like PhDs and academics and experts is if you're like that, you probably like theory a lot. This is not for people who like a lot of theory. This is not going to be a very theoretical course. It's going to be very practical. So no theory. This is not what I'm offering, but a lot of practice here. Let me change color here. This is going to be mostly about practice, about you doing the things with me, you know. Again, be careful about that. Make sure you don't have that mindset. You can have a technical or academic background, but like if you're an expert, that's not probably for you. But like if you don't have a background in this area and you want to learn it fast, then that could be a good match, right? So that's it for me. You can check the course, the link in the description. And if you want to be part of my contact, you can also click on the link in the description and you'll get exclusive content from me. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.